Okay, so last weekend, me and some friends went to a random Halloween store in New Jersey. It was really just a thing to do. None of us were expecting it to be like Valhalla or anything, but wow, we need to talk about this store. Now, this wasn't a Spirit Halloween, wasn't even a Halloween City. It was just this place called, what was it? Halloween Wholesalers. And as far as I know, that's not part of any major chain. And that's the important thing to note, because if you are lucky enough to find a Halloween store that isn't part of a big chain, you almost always strike gold. So we walked around and we just kind of took it all in. And it was pretty cool because while the stuff might not have been as extravagant as what you would find at, say, Spirit Halloween, it was all stuff that we weren't going to see anywhere else. After being in that store for just a few minutes, I knew that I had to do a YouTube video on it. It was just filled with awesome junk, and it was all like super old. Sometimes it was 20 years old, sometimes even older than that. And it was all stuff that you would never find at one of the bigger Halloween chains. I'll put it like this. If Spirit Halloween is Target, this place was Kmart, and sometimes that's exactly the vibe that you're looking for. I ended up buying a bunch of things, mostly really stupid things, because I got so caught up in the moment that I just didn't stop to think about whether I needed a snake in a can or not. Okay, spoiler, I did need it. I did need the snake in a can. All right, I guess when they said snake, they meant it more like a euphemism. Anyway, here are 5 things I found at Halloween Wholesalers. My first purchase was the Halloween razor glove. I can't turn down bootleg Freddy Krueger gloves. The worse they are, the more I love them, and this one is just exquisitely bad. I mostly bought it because I loved the adorably crude package art, but we gotta talk about the glove itself too. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase fits like a glove. Yeah, this one doesn't. My second purchase was the giant squeaking cockroach. So this was made in 2001, and it's really living up to that cliche about cockroaches being able to survive anything. Like, surely over the course of 20 years, some store owner wondered if a giant squeaking cockroach was still worth the shelf space. It's a miracle that I was even able to buy this thing. I have determined that you can make 2 distinct sounds with this giant squeaking cockroach. First is this one. And that's just like your everyday typical party horn. But then we have this other noise. And that's an adorable little puppy. My third purchase was this light stick. So this is definitely old, but it can't be that old because it still works. I mean, it's not as old as the giant squeaking cockroach or anything. I know that light sticks have become symbols of like raver culture and party culture or whatever, but I'll always associate them with my childhood Halloweens. The idea was that you'd crack them open before trick-or-treating to make you more noticeable to any passing cars. To be honest, all of that stuff was just a bonus for me. I just liked holding something that looked radioactive. And as it turns out, I still do. Like, no joke, this right now, this is as good as I felt in 7 months or so. My fourth purchase was this thing, the Monster Faces Soft Sculptured Makeup Kit, whatever that means. Okay, so this thing is legitimately old. I don't know how old exactly, it's not dated, but my guess is very late 90s or potentially the very early 2000s. You can tell by that old school art style and also by the fact that every single one of these makeup packets is completely dried out. It's just now occurring to me that I actually bear some resemblance to this ghoul. Like if my father was the Toxic Avenger, this is probably what I would look like. Let me see if I could demonstrate. You see what I'm saying? And for my final purchase, crazy contact lenses. This store also had a full line of crazy contact lenses. They were pretty cheap, so I figured I'd give them a shot. And I think I'm gonna need a drum roll for this one. See? These are freaking cool. I love these. Now, I'm sure there are some optometrists watching this and they're shaking their heads because, okay, wearing non-prescription one-size-fits-all whiteout contact lenses purchased from a Halloween store that sells giant squeaking cockroaches, that's probably not the healthiest thing for your eyes. But on the other hand, I gotta be real, this is my dream look. I had fun telling you about these cockroaches and Halloween razor gloves, but the point of this video was to encourage you to visit a Halloween store that isn't part of a major chain. And you know, you can still go to the big chain Halloween stores because they're awesome. I go to them too. I spend all of my money at those things all October long. I'm just saying, make room for these other weirder stores too because it's a completely different experience. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll be back soon with another one.